Always great catching up with my next guest, Drakkar Klose. He's got a huge fight coming up here, UFC 277, Diego Ferreria. Drakkar, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, of course. It's always got to happen, the pre-fight interview before one of your big fights. At the time we're recording this, we just had Cortney's fight on the weekend. Wanted to start there first, obviously, because it's fresh. Somehow, two judges gave the fight to Anthony Shevchenko. Just how surprised were you that the judges went the other way on that one?
It kind of sucks, a lot. Even Dana, we all complain about the judging, but nothing happens. You know what I mean? These guys need to be held accountable. They're messing with people's livelihood. That's how we feed our family. And I thought Cortney did enough. She did way more damage to that girl, and I thought she got the victory, but the judges didn't see it that way.
Yeah, and I know that's been the case in a lot of her fights, just split decisions. How's she doing? Like, obviously not happy with the result, but I think a lot of people felt like she did win the fight if you want to take any little moral victory out of it.
She's doing good, but just like all the other ones, it's like people can say she won, but it only matters to three people, Like looking at her record, like all those fights that, people thought she won, it changes everything up for her, you know what I mean? Instead of have a 10-10 record, she could 16-5, or you know what I mean. So it just sucks, and I think the judges, they need to be held accountable.
Yeah,
but I don't know how we can make that change because there's no fighter union. It's not like the fighters, have any say in that. It's the commission that picks these judges. So.
Yeah, no, I know. I hope hopefully they can do something about it because I mean we can't, like you said, it's taken away from the livelihood. I don't know if you're able to.
What they need is they need a fighter or someone just to go up to these judges and bop them up a little bit, and if I have to be the first person to go in there and beat up the judges, I mean I'll be that first person.
For sure. No, and understand the frustration. I think one of the things is, why are the judges not available to the media? At least explain how they scored the fight. At least give some sort of clarity. I don't know if that, I mean, again, that's not going to fix bad judging, but at least there's more accountability. You and I have a bad day at work. We hear about it, right? If they do, it seems like there's no sort of punishment for putting in a scorecard that might not be accurate, right?
Yeah. And if we're going to have the judging system, we might as well get a flat rate, you know what I mean? Because it shouldn't be a win bonus, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because like Michael Johnson, I thought he clearly won that fight also.
Yeah, same thing.
And it's like now he goes home with one check, and now he might be getting cut. You know what I mean? Your job's on the line. You know what I mean? So it just sucks.
I'll tell you what doesn't suck, though, this fight against Diego Ferreria. Just first and foremost, how excited were you to get this matchup? Diego, I don't believe he's ranked now, but he was for a while. Obviously notable name in the division if you look at who he's fought. Just tell me your excitement level of getting this matchup.
I'm very excited. Just that name, it makes me want to wake up early in the morning and, get the run and get my extra work in and, stay on my diet. It excites me.
Yeah. And just looking at the fight from a style perspective, obviously Diego's good everywhere, right? And similar to yourself, you're both very well-rounded fighters. How are you looking at this fight from a style perspective?
Yeah, like he's really good, but I think he's slow on his feet. He doesn't mind being taken down because he's gonna go for a submission. I think stay away from the things he's good at and just make sure I just capitalize on the things I'm good at.
For this camp, you're at the lab, obviously. Who've been some of the main guys helping you get ready for this fight? Because we're just a few weeks away.
Benson, David Mashad, he's my striking coach this one, and just all the boys there. We have a good group there, and they all been helping me. And Crouch has we put this whole game plan together, so it should be a real entertaining night.
You get to work with some up-and-comers as well. I know there's a couple names at the lab that maybe aren't, household names like in the UFC, but you get to work with some of those prospects as well for a fight like this?
I do, but they're a little smaller. Mm-hmm. So, I just been working with, trying to work with Chiquinho and, a lot more grapplers with this one. I don't consider myself very, I'm good at grappling. I just want to know the defense to it. You know what I mean? How to stop it. So, I'll get have these guys put me in a lot of different positions just so I can know it. So if I get in a fight, I've felt it already and know how to stop the move.
You mentioned, you mentioned the diet and everything, and getting up early, and this fight really exciting you. How is the cut going ahead of the fight? Is it ahead of schedule, maybe compared to other fights?
Yeah, as fighters, sometimes we lie in interviews and stuff, but right now I'm way less than what I showed up to fight week at. So, my last cut, I almost didn't make weight. I'm glad. Because when I left, I was 1.5 pounds over, and I ended up floating 0.5 pound, and then they gave me the extra hour. So, but we shouldn't have any worries this time. I should be able to weigh in with my clothes on this time. So.
Well, I remember last time you were telling me, I think Cortney was doing a lot of your meals. Do you have a meal prep thing, or are you still doing the meals at home yourself?
Cortney helps me, but I've been Icon Meals.
Nice.
They've been sending me, and but Cortney still does it. I think last time I was light but I still was eating too much. Sometimes I want to feel like I want to be the thicker guy in there, but at the end of the day, we both weigh in at 155. It doesn't really matter how big you blow up, So
yeah.
And this time, I don't plan on trying to blow up, because I think I walked in the cage 181.
Wow.
I felt good.
Okay.
But I was a little sluggish, but this time, hopefully, just when I rehydrate, walk around like 70, 75. So.
Well, I think you got to give yourself some more credit, to be honest, because you had that long layoff going into the last fight and you had some injuries. So I know it's different when it's, I know you're always training, but it's still different to actually go into the fight and, keep the weight down and stuff, right? So I'm assuming that's also a benefit, is that this fight is relatively close to your last one, right?
Yeah. And then, I missed out on a lot of opportunities, in my life or in my career, like fighting for, the Titan belt in California? You know what I mean? It was like they called me up. I was just too heavy to do that. And it kind of sucks. I learned later in my career, like, just keep your weight down. It doesn't matter. Don't try to blow up. The size really doesn't matter. But this now, I'm coming towards, it's not the end of my career, but, got 3 or 4 years left, so might as well try to make the best of it.
Yeah, make them count. Imagine John Crouch will be in your corner. Who else is going to be in the cage with you that night?
It'll be John Crouch, Mark Martin, and David Machad.
Love it. The Bulldog's in there. That's great. How's the fight playing out on July 30th? How do you see it going down?
I see myself going there and actually getting the finish. Use my movement, make them chase me. Let him fall into something.
Again, pretty notable name in the division. I know he's not ranked, but a win here, that's got to do some big things for you in that weight class. I know lightweight's a shark tank, but what are you thinking with an implication? What do you think the implications of a win here are?
I don't know. Hopefully, get me someone in that top 15. I know I have, after this fight, I'll have one more fight on my contract. Go out there and finish them, renew my contract, make a little bit more money, and just continue to win and hopefully fight for that belt.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, usually you renegotiate on the last fight, right? So, I mean, with this fight, the stakes are high, right? Because if you go out there and get a finish and you look great, you got a lot of negotiating power. I'm sure that's in the back of your head, with this fight. I know every fight's important. You want to look good, but the contract fight, that's always good, right?
Always, so I was kind of thinking maybe I just want to fight it out and see where we go from there. But, job security is always good, so.
Yeah. Well, and I think we've talked about this before. You kind of look at what's going on with PFL over there and some of the figures that those fighters are getting. Is that something that intrigues you just because, again, you're a guy that's, got a great record, might do quite well over there? Not looking past this fight, obviously.
It does. It does. You know what I mean? Getting a chance to fight for $1 million, you know what I mean? Like, unlike UFC, you can, like Ferguson, he won so many and really never got a title shot. Over there, you can fight for $1 million and make, extra money. So, but, I just got to see how things play out.
Yeah.
Exactly. Try to make a little noise in this division and, get some people to tune in.
I agree with you there. How's Kingston doing? What's he been up to? Kindergarten, right? Coming up here, I think.
Yeah. Actually, he's sitting right across from me right now. He's pretty quiet. Because Courtney's right here also, and
Oh, cool. Okay, that's
he's
good.
like, Daddy has an interview. Be quiet.
That's good. How's all the sports going? I know he was in soccer. Now is he into? I know it's the summer, obviously, so it's a little bit harder.
He's actually gonna be doing basketball
Nice.
coming up. He's been doing a little bit of jujitsu. He's been doing striking. Haven't been trying to push him. Just whatever he wants to do, and just let him do it.
Yeah, is he liking jujitsu? My son's like all over it. He loves the belt system, like the stripe system. It's like a big reason. He's like, Dad, when am I going to get my next stripe and all that?
It's funny because it's hit or miss. Because like some days he's in there competing, and the next day I'll look in there and he just laying on the mat. I'm like, it's time to go, dude. You're distracting the class.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you got to. It's that fine balance between not making him hate it, but also getting him to give him that little push too. Because it's hard when you're that age. It's hard to focus, right? I can understand that.
Yeah, what's funny is like I always see him like he always goes with like if a girl goes in there, he definitely wants to do the class. So he's always following the girls. So
there you go. Takes after dad a little bit, I guess, right? So it's got that early swab. Drakkar, thanks for doing this, man. I'll let you get back to the rest of your day. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
I want to thank you for always, giving me this time. The MMA Lab, 8 Man Strong, and then everyone that supports me.